Alright, so I'm just going to show off some of the features that I've been working on in ClaimIt. I'm going to show off the whole entirety of the base mod and then the kind of work in progress GUI. I don't know, I'm going to show off what I can. So I have two clients right now. You can see the one on the right, one on the left. So this one is admin, the one I'm controlling. The other one is not. This is just on an integrated server, so the mod works fine on a server. The clients don't need to install it, or at least not for this ClaimIt UI, but the base mod and the API, they work on the server, not required for the client, but it does work on the client, so you can use it on the integrated server just fine, which is exactly what this is. So right now, there's nothing really happening. So the first thing you need to know is that the base command is /claimit or /ci. So I use CI because it's just easier. So first thing it does, list the version, author, all that stuff, and the claiming item, which this is configurable, and you can also set the display to a different thing from what the item actually is. If you really want to, you can always name items. But so the first thing you notice is if you hover over these, you'll get the usage and the help information on all these. And then you can click on it, and it puts it down there. It's kind of like luck perms, if anyone's used that. So first thing now is you have all these commands. What they do, ClaimIt help. So I got this giant help command that will give you help on literally anything. So these are member permissions. Member permissions are permissions that can be applied to claims and groups and are specific per user, so users have member permissions. And this is just a basic description of what they do: modify, use, entity, PvP, and manage perms. They're pretty, you can probably guess what they do. And toggles are claim specific Boolean values that can be on or off, and so there's just a whole bunch for specific, like, it's kind of like world guard, allow, deny, that, but with ClaimIt. So energy spawn, pressure plates, explosions, all that stuff. You can also disable toggles in the config so that users can't modify them. So for instance, dropping items, you might want your players to always be able to drop and pick up items no matter where they are, and claims can't disable that. So you don't want to force that in the console or in the config. So right now I'm going to make a claim. So claiming item shears in the config. So I'm just going to, put down a little bit of a wood border around my claim. And grab these shears. Boom. So you'll notice added claim corner 1, claim corner 2, and then it created the claim. 30 blocks. I have that many blocks remaining. That's going to change probably. But you start with 40,000 claim blocks. And the way you can view your claim blocks is claim blocks view. So allowed use remaining. That's simple. And then if you're admin, you can do set allowed and then put a player name. All these are tab completable. And then I can set my allowed to 3,000. Hold on, I have to enter admin mode. So the base thing is you can't run admin commands unless you're in admin mode. So that means admins can play as regular players just fine, so long as they don't have admin mode enabled, because there's no special privileges given to non-admin users. So now I have admin enabled. So if you notice that, that's just a kind of dialogue. You can disable that. I get distracted, so I'll show you that later. So what you can do is now CI claim blocks. You can do add allowed or set allowed. So add allowed 30. Oops. I don't know the syntax for my own commands. Alright, there. I now have 40,000 blocks. So I think I can do negative. Yeah. So I can't do negative 39940. Hold on. I can't do negative 1. Oh no. Well, that's a bug. It's always good to find bugs. This is why it's not out. But set allowed does work, I know that, so I can't do negative 1. I do need to fix that. 2, 1, it must be at least 0. Great. Hold on. I see now, I see. Anyways. So now you'll see I have this claim. This is why I have the other client. So if I pull this one out and then TP, I need to go over here. TP player to player. Okay. So now you'll see this is claim, right? I'm not admin. I don't have the ability to use admin. So let's say I try and break stuff. Testing and creative, basically same as survival. There's no differences. And just I can't break stuff. So if I get a few more testing items, like a door, a lever, a pressure plate. How about a pig? Right? So that's all my stuff, you know? Don't mess with my stuff. So now, so as you can see on the other client, that's not actually syncing. If I try walking through this door, it's messed up, right? Because, you know, I don't have, the door's not actually opening. Can't interact with the lever. There's a pressure plate there. Hold on. So I can't drop stuff. Or I can. Never mind. Apparently drops are enabled by default. I forgot. Anyways, so I can't kill this. Like, I can't hurt it. Nothing. Here's the thing. Check. You might have heard this, but for a second there, but nothing's happening. It's not going down. The sound is simply just because it's running the try and press every tick. There's not really any hooks. I'm using world event listeners, so it's not the most accurate. But it works. So obviously I can still drop an item on it. And that's up to the claim owner, where I can do CI, claim, toggle, and then drop item. Boom. So now I can't drop things. It just doesn't work. I can always turn that back on. I can drop items again, which is really nice. Oh yeah, this is actually clickable, so I can click this. And so if I do CI claim toggle, just the base command, it gives you all the toggles for the claim you're standing in. You can always specify like claim names as arguments. I haven't gotten to that. So yeah, now that I've shown off like that the permissions are working and stuff, there's so many events that I hook into, I couldn't even cover them all. But basically, it's pretty hard to bypass stuff. Right now we have problems with pistons. I have problems, I should say, with pistons, fluids, and I believe that's actually it. Pistons and fluids. Because I've added piston events to Forge, and I did kind of nag Lex a little bit. he kind of kicked me from the Forge Discord to merge my PR. But that's off topic. So right, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Right, claim info. So you can view the info on claims, which is pretty simple. CI claim info, right? Since I'm admin, I get this little true name thing. But anyways, here it'll give you admin. Let me exit admin. So this is what it actually looks like, given that you own it, and have permission in it. So you get the claim name, dimension, the area, and the corners. These are the corner 1 is always the lowest X and the lowest Y, and the corner 2 is always the highest X, highest Y. If you click View Members here, it'll basically be the equivalent of running CI claim permission list. It does exactly that actually. So if you're admin, right? So CI claim info now. There's a few more features that you get as admin. So if you hover over a corner, you can click and it'll teleport you. The thing is, there's no Y coordinate, so that's what you just saw here. It's trying to estimate a Y coordinate for you, so it doesn't always work the best, but there's not really a workaround since claims are 2-dimensional. They're not 3-dimensional. If you'll notice, it says using true name. So true name is something I made so that users can have unique names for claims that aren't unique to the entire server. So unique to themselves. It's just the UUID prefixed with underscore, or UUID before underscore, and then the claim name. So now if I do CI claim set name, claim 500, right? As admin, it would just say, non-admin, it wouldn't say the true name. But now if I do CI claim info, right? Claim 500, which is it. Pretty cool. There are a few issues with that I need to work out. I'm not sure about the whole true name system, but it seems to work for now. I'll probably stick with it. I could probably shorten the UUID, but to be honest, it's not a big issue. Given that most commands are click completable, so you won't have to be typing that anytime soon. So I did mention I would show that how this little message on the bottom would disappear or reappear. So I can do, hold on. So there's a command called CI user config. Ooh, the tab completion's not quite working there. CI user config, right? What? Oh, it's CI config, sorry. So this gives you, this one's not very colored, but you can do CI user config and then tab complete the two. So entry message and then false. If you put invalid input, it's just gonna tell you you're doing it wrong. So now no entry message, but there's an exit message. Right. Turn it back on. Yep, that's that exit message. So that's kind of the basic thing. Something I just made the other day, which I think is really cool. It has little kinks like this. So since this is in the negative X and Y direction, it's putting it on the wrong corner. So I'll have to do kind of rounding to get it closest to 0, 0. Or no, the farthest edge of the block. I did not realize that was an issue until now, but it shows you the corners of the claim for a specified cooldown. The reason there's a cooldown, and I wouldn't put a cooldown, I would make it all the time. If there wasn't one thing, it sends approximately 12 packets per second that you are using it. So that can create a big load on the server, which is not something I want to be causing. So there's a cooldown, and it's configurable. So yeah, there's the cooldown. So here's the claim command. So there's a whole bunch of commands. So you got permission, which is important. So as non-admin, right, you have a bunch of claims, right, and you want to know, here, let me just make another tiny one real quick. CI claim list. So that's all your claims. So, and then you can click on them for info on them, which is pretty cool. So you might have seen the members stuff. So how do I give someone permission to my claim? So that's pretty simple. I want to give player 59952, oh yeah, pressure plates are covered under use, just for your information. So I want him to be able to step on the pressure plate, right, and pull the lever and open the door. So I do CI claim permission add, and then get use to player 952, and then you can specify a claim name, but it's not necessary if you're standing inside the claim. So I've just added player 952. So now you can see that the door is opening on both, and the lever is clicking on both, and you don't get that awful sound anymore. So I still can't break stuff, I still can't hurt the pig, and I still couldn't do PvP. You can disable PvP in claims. That's the thing admins can do. Just disable all PvP in claims on the server. Force no PvP in claims ever. So there's use and modify, which is breaking entity for hurting entities or interacting with entities like shearing a sheep. You need both use and entity to shear a sheep. And then there's manage perms. So manage perms gives you permission to add other people to a claim that you have managed perms in. And in groups, they'll give you permission to add people to the group. The groups is not fully fleshed out, but it's kind of doing what I want right now. So I'm on the wrong client. So I can always, remove this player 952 just by doing that. Oop, I can't spell. Right, so now I can't do the things I could, which is pretty cool. So, right, I can't use admin, but were I to enable admin, I could bypass all of this, so admins can bypass everything. So for Sponge, because I know Sponge is a big server, SpongeForge, this is a Forge mod. So if you use SpongeForge with something like luck perms or permission manager, there are permission nodes for all these stuff. So you need claim.manage.others to bypass claim permissions as admin, and you need specific, like, so if I want to modify another claim's permissions that I'm not a member of, I need permission.others. So there's sponge compatibility, which I've tested. So there's claim. So claim manage is something that's pretty cool. So there's the delete button, so I can always just delete a claim. I can do that with CI claim delete as well. So I'm just going to delete this claim. Did I just crash it? I think I did. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, I did. Or no. Did I leave a breakpoint somewhere? Yes, I did. My bad. I left a breakpoint. Anyways. So yeah, you can see the claim was deleted, and now free to do whatever I want. So CI claim info, there's no claim here. And I can just remake that real quick. You can see my claim blocks did come back. So now I have that, right? And same old. So I can also do CI claim manage, right? So there's the view info. So what's useful for manage is when you start adding members. So CI claim permission add player 952. Wait, hold on, syntax. I don't know how to syntax. Right, so I added 952 with modify. So now if I do CI claim manage, right? There's members, so you can click to manage your members, and then you can click add or remove. So I want to add use. I just gave them use and PvP because I clicked twice, but now hit remove permission. Well, I don't want PvP, that was an accident, and I don't want to use, and I don't want modify. And now if I click remove permission or add permission, again, there's nothing to add or remove because they're not a member. So it's more of like a clickable interaction for people who want to add members like quicker. There's the toggles. I did show those off. So it's just you click toggle name, claim name. That's it. Permission, I showed that off too. Permission list also. I didn't show off permission list with. Now if I do permission list player 952 modify, and I can also do permission list. I believe. No, I removed that. That was a feature in development that I got rid of because it was just not useful and it complicated things. So there's this command, CI claim delete all. So you can delete all the claims you own, because I own this claim right here and this claim. And so I can always cancel that. It's cancelable. And then the claim still exists. Right. Oh, I have use. I have modify, don't I, or something. What? That is confusing. Anyways, this claim does exist. Yeah. So if you don't own a claim and you try and view permissions for it, you can view basic info, right? But you can't view the permission. So CI claim permission. There is an alias called perm, which is why tab completes to perm. So I can't view the members, and I can't add people however much I may want to. So it's all handled pretty well. So if I want to delete all my claims, CI confirm does nothing right now because I have no actions to confirm, but CI claim delete all, CI confirm deleted all my claims. So if I do CI claim info, no claim here, and there's no claim here. So just remake those real quick. So now that I've got that, I'll cover, let's see, the groups. So groups are a concept in that you have a group and you add members to the group with specific permissions, and then the owner of a claim adds their claim to that group, and so long as their claim is in that group, the members of that group get the permissions that they have in the group in the claims that are added to the group. I'll show this off. So if I make a group right now, so CI group create group 2, right? CI group, and then I can do CI group info group 2. Group name group 2, no members, no claims, owned by player 764. So if I, on my other client, do CI group, info group 2, right? I can view info on it. Groups are public information, so long as you know the name, you know the group. So if I do CI group, and then I can always delete group 2, that's fine, it just deletes it, and then it removes all the permissions and whatever. But I do want group 2. I can also do CI group set name group 2 group 3, and now I have group 3. And if you do group list, it gives you the groups you're in, clickable info, all that crazy stuff. So now if I do CI group permission add, and then player add modify on players 952. Hold on, I have to specify group name, which is group 3, right? So now they have permission modify in the group. So if I click for info here, now they have modify, but there's no claims. So right now, can't modify, right? So CI group claim add group 3, and then I can specify claim name, which I don't know what this one is actually. Hold on. It's 8. Yeah, it's this one. Hold on a minute. That's not right. That's a bug. But I do need to add myself to the group then. Permission add. Hold on, I need to manage perms to player 764 in group 3. Great. Now I should have permission to. What is up with that? That's a weird bug. Hold on, I do need to. I don't know what's going on with that. But basically, you add a claim to the group, and then anyone in the group gets permission. You can remove your claim at any time from any group, and if you do CI claim info, it will list the groups, or at least CI permission list. It will list the groups that you're in and the members you get from them, so that you can always know who's in your claim, who has permission. So you can remove your claim at any time. If you add your claim to a group, you are kind of granting like revocable manage permissions to the owner of the group. So you just have to make sure you trust them. So that's most of the stuff in the base mod. There's the help command, right? I do need to show off some of the admin features. So I did show off some of the help command, but there's help on user configs, just gives you the user config. So there's topics, right? So there's all sorts of things you can read through here about all sorts of things and how to do stuff, which is basically what I've covered here, or similar to it. There's all sorts of stuff, and you can also get help on specific commands. So I can put a command in and it gives. I don't know what's going on with my brain. So now I'm just going to show off some of the admin features. So admins, when they can, if they have the others permissions, they can delete all a specified name. So they can do delete all player 952. Oops. Deleted all their claims. They didn't have any, but it deleted them. Were they to exist? So that's admins have permissions to do stuff in claims. I can add permissions. I can add people to the claim. I can flip toggles. I can delete the claim. I can manage the claim. All that fancy stuff. I can set the claim name. Everything. And the same applies to groups. I can do the same thing in groups. But one of the biggest differences as an admin is the claim list command. It will give you all the claims on the server, given I own the only 2 claims, but it still gives you all of them. The problem with that is servers can have thousands, hundreds of claims. So you have to present it. So if I make a ton of claims, I just go crazy. They do have to be larger than, they have to be at least 2 by 2. That's a thing. My voice is getting tired. Oh, you'll notice, so right now I have one corner, right? So I dequip the shears, nothing happens. And I requip him. So the reason I have it on the re-equip and not the dequip is because if you add a corner and you drop it, that still has data on it. There's still a corner saved on there, so then when somebody else re-equips it, it won't cancel. Or somebody else, it's going to stay on there, because when it dequipped, I couldn't replace the item stack in the inventory because it's not in the inventory. I don't know where it is. So it's when you pick it back up. That's all there is to that. So now that I have all those claims, you'll notice I can only see 3 of the claims. There's also click features, so I can teleport. Click for info. So if I hit next page, just gonna give me all the pages. I teleported. But if I do, I can also specify specific pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5, which doesn't exist. So that's how the pages kind of work. And I actually think that's most of the content in the base mod, at least for ClaimIt and the API. That is almost all the content. Besides from all the protection events it offers, I can't list those. So you may notice the packet I have open here. ClaimIt GUI. So I have 3 mods right now. I have ClaimIt API, ClaimIt, and ClaimIt GUI. So ClaimIt GUI is ClaimIt GUI management tools. It's not done. I'm just going to show off kind of what I have started because it's nowhere near done. So right here is this button. This can be moved. It's kind of just there for now. So you click it. This is also going to be way reorganized, but you click this, right? This is all the claims I own. I own all these claims. This is the one I'm currently in, right? So and refresh just sends it back to the server saying, I have these claims, which ones do I need, or which ones shouldn't exist. Server response. So I click on this one, right? I get the name, the owner, corners, and there's different tabs. So there's going to be stuff on here like manage permissions, manage groups. And this is going to have a map, or at least I plan to. There's going to be more management buttons here, but right now there's delete. Like rename. Oh my gosh, my voice was not ready for this. Hold on. Alright, so you hit delete, right? This is the claim I'm in currently, I believe. This is also going to be kind of changed to be more user-friendly. Right now it's just an enum. So if I hit refresh now, or if I hit delete, you can see it. That's weird. Hold on. I wasn't supposed to resize that there. That is weird. That was working this morning. As you can see, still in development. That's weird. That's very weird. It might work better as admin, to be honest. This claim does not exist. So I'm having a little bit of desync issues, but if I reinitialize this, why is it still there? This claim doesn't exist. So the server's saying, I'm trying to delete this claim. This claim doesn't exist. What are you talking about? So this one also doesn't exist. So there's a little bit of desync. I'm not sure why. I'll definitely look at that. But that's that. I'll actually look at it over here. Right. I do need to get admin. Hold on. Yeah, I can't that's not a thing, is it? There is desync happening. I don't know why, but given that's why it's in development, I think my voice is gonna die. So I'm just gonna end this here. That's kind of been a development review of ClaimIt, how it's going. It's still work in progress, and I'm very excited to release it as soon as I can. Lex merge my PR, please. Yeah, if you watched this, I'm sorry. Hopefully it was interesting. Alright, that's all.